Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Shiv Kumar, and this is the video number 3 or journal number 3 in a series where I'll be talking about building this whole platform or community for explorers. And if this is the first time you're seeing this video, I highly recommend go and watch the video number 1 and 2, which talks about the whole background about why I started thinking about building this whole platform and what is my ideology behind it. And in the video too, I try to explain different kind of use cases that I'm trying to solve using this particular platform. And probably that is one of the videos where you can actually go and comment your ideas and opinion about this whole platform. What do you feel about it and things like that. Now, this is the video 3. Here I'll be talking about what really happened since I got this idea until now, which is probably more than a year now, but the serious work kind of started like a year back. Now, talking about this idea, I mean, me being a photographer, more so specifically somebody who likes traveling and doing travel videos and all those stuff. For those of you who have seen my other YouTube channel, which is Journey to Nature, which is basically my website, journeytonature.com. The YouTube channel, I posted videos and I created a series called Impressions of India, wherein I handpicked certain things, maybe like it's about a place or about particular people or particular music or food or anything. I made a small video about it. Like these are the videos that I shot when I actually was there in that region. This is like not specifically to South India or anything. It's like whenever I was traveling across India, be it Rajasthan, Sikkim or wherever, I made a small videos like this and I shared it across on my YouTube channel. But while doing this, I realized that there was something missing, wherein I could go and figure out what else is good here. Okay, this place has good eating places, but like where can I get good souvenirs to buy when I'm here traveling? And sometimes like you have to go and ask for locals, or sometimes you have to ask for your friends or somebody who is from that region. Maybe you are a new person to this particular city or state or probably even country. You don't even have any contacts here, then it becomes a problem. So that's exactly the reason why this whole thought process began. Like, I need a platform or a place wherein I can go and search what I want when I'm in a particular place traveling. It could be eating, it could be staying, it could be experiencing, it could be buying souvenirs or anything like as I told you. But we needed one platform, and it kept on haunting me over a period of time. Now, early 2020, that's like last year, when I started thinking about it, I started approaching few people. These guys were like youngsters who were like in the final year of their engineering and or graduation, and who are from tech background. I tried to approach them. Like, I didn't give them the full idea, but I wanted to know what best they can help me in building this particular platform. Maybe like some mock-up sites or some place wherein I can actually feed the data from backend, but actually it shows up as a consumer if you open up that website. I used to call it as a website before. It can show up the information in the front end, and trying to figure out how you can convert it into an app, or should we actually build it as an app and all. So the whole idea in the beginning was the app, the word app, and I was like trying to get in touch with as many people as possible. But for whatever good or bad reason, I didn't get a good commitment from most of the folks whom I spoke to. Maybe I chose the wrong person, or maybe they were not interested in this idea, or they didn't see any value add from this particular idea. But it was not progressing beyond like that one day or like 1 week of conversation. Like most of the people, like, or maybe they were too busy to do something like this, or probably they were expecting something monetary which they didn't express, or probably I didn't even ask them. So it never went anywhere. Now, fast forward to Q2 of last year, you know, the biggest disaster that world faced, which is the COVID-19. Things went into lockdown. We were not going out. Travel was zero. Everything was zero. And this was running in my back of my mind, and I was just wondering, what can I do? How can I do something about it? And whom can I approach and all the stuff? And that's when you realize like a lot of people lost their job and all those things, and there were like a lot of freelancers who were available and all. And again, I tried to reach few folks. Some people ended up being like expecting too much bigger monetization out of it, like bigger money out of it, which I felt that I couldn't afford at that time. So when I say afford, it's not about me not having money, but it's like at that point of time, I was not really justified if I should spend that X amount of lakhs. Yes, so I'm trying to make it very clear. There were people who were expecting like few lakhs to build that particular prototype or probably even that app. Because I mean, me coming from a technical background, I know there is complexity involved, there's like coding that is involved, and again, we are continuously talking about it being an app, so it has to be working on Android, it has to be working on Apple and all those things. So this whole thing led to a bigger cost expectation, which I was a little bit not comfortable at that point of time. I'm literally talking about 1 year ago. So this like we are talking about April, May of last year. So that was what happened, and that forced me to take a back step. But few weeks or months later, there was this contest that government of India had announced, which is about apps that are made in India apps. I think so. It's an annual contest. I'm not really sure. Probably I need to go back and check. But this happened last year, and they were very specific about made in India apps, and there were different categories, and one of them was social media. So they wanted to nurture made in India social media platform, and for quite a long time, I felt that what I'm trying to build is a social media platform, and I knew that it has to be built in India or made in India. So I realized I should go and participate in this contest, and I started going through the rules and regulations, how it works, and all this. So there were so many categories: healthcare, fintech, social media, kids-related things, and so on. But this one caught my attention, like social media category. Then I realized I should participate in this. Now, until this point of time, like even till the point where it was like me wanting to participate in this contest, it was all the idea was there in my mind. Nothing was there on the paper. Nothing was there on any of the boards or anything. Everything was there in my mind. Whenever I used to speak to someone, probably this was one of the drawbacks that I realized. Everything I was explaining them using verbally, like I never had anything to show them on paper. I never wrote a summary of what is my expectation, what is the problem statement, what is the approach, what I want. Nothing. I never had anything. But this contest prompted me to go and write things out. Okay, either a summary or like a one-page summary of what this app is all about, how does it, what's advantages, disadvantages, and all those things. But consider the fact that I'm trying to relate an aspect of travel and social media. That is what gave me a lot of confidence that okay, I can do something about it in the contest. Now, while doing this, like a typical what I would say in Indian would think, I started feeling okay, I'm participating something in a government contest, and I'm giving them out an idea. What if they copy my idea? What if they get an idea, they give somebody else the funding to go ahead and do it? And all those cheeky things that came into my mind. It like that kind of like it was like few weeks of very frantic thinking about what if they copy my idea? What if they copy my idea? I mean, fast forward to today, now I just like feel that okay, what's the big deal if they copy it or somebody else copies? Like even now I'm talking about it like I'm just about a month and a half away from my launch, formal launch. Before this next 1.5 months, if somebody goes and launches something similar or something better, I'm more than happy. Somebody makes a better version of whatever I've launched after July, I'll be still happy. I'll probably go and adapt myself to it. But the thing is, like, my mindset was not kind of like open at that point of time, and I was like very paranoid about government having that money and contacts which can go ahead and copy this thing. That even led me to going ahead and protecting this whole idea. I mean, it might sound very silly now, but I just even went ahead, spoke to a few of my contacts, like some of them in my own family circle, who are good in law and IP and all those things. I went and did a provisional patent for this idea. And when I was explaining them, their whole questions were on like what is the USP of it? How can you monetize? What will somebody gain if they copy it and all? We wrote certain things, and the provisional patent is still valid now. So it has a 1 year validity. So I never went ahead for a full formal patent and all these things because my idea was to protect this whole idea when I'm going into the contest. So all these type of things happened. Now I went into the contest, like I submitted, wherein I submitted uh, a summary of what this app will do and how it will work and all those things, some mock-up screens. Now, how did I prepare the mock-up screen? It's totally based on the PowerPoint. I used, I think, Keynote or PowerPoint to create something which looks like a mobile screen and all the stuff, and I put it up there. Even at this point, I was like very guilty that I don't have even a POC, like simple POC, or not even have a proper way of demonstrating this to someone whom I meet. A few months later, the contest results were announced, and I saw that I had not won the prize. That's fine. But I actually attended the complete live stream of that particular contest result, and I saw who were the winners, how they won, and all those things. The key thing there was all of the winning solutions had a working prototype of their product. Be it the fintech one, be it the social media one, kids, whatever. They were there and they had been in the market for like few months or probably even a year or more. Okay, they had a working model in front of them. They had some data to show it to the people, and the demos, like when they got shortlisted for the second round, which I didn't, they had actually given the demos wherein they showed the real time data of how, what, and all those stuff. That was missing. That kind of set me back a lot. That kind of like really hurt me. That like, why didn't I even do a simple prototype and have it ready? Okay, why? What was I doing from like last few months since this idea came and since I started speaking to so many people? This thing came up. At the same time, I was even a little bit upset that I was not able to um win this contest. Like that pushed me to park this idea for some time. So for like in the second half of last year, early second half of last year, that's when I literally parked. I stopped thinking about it. I stopped completely thinking about this whole app or whatever. And even as of then, it was still called an app and all those stuff, social media app and stuff like that. But as days progressed and we are there, like still in lockdown, and lockdown one was in place or not, I don't remember now. But one day I just took my butt, like we were allowed to go out. I think it was lockdown one or two, I don't remember, but we were allowed to go out. And I just went out. I took my bike and I just went out for a short ride to the outskirts of Bangalore. And I went to a place. I just saw. It was not meant to be a travel kind of a thing. It was just my way of going out and spending, like getting some fresh air, because like we had spent months together indoors and all those things. At that point of time, I just realized, uh, why shouldn't I go back and start doing something about it? Okay, and that day I just realized, like, let me go back and start writing things. What is that I want from this app? What is that I want to do? How much am I ready to spend on it? Whom will I contact? All those things. So on that day, like while driving back from that place, like which was about an hour and a half drive, like from my house, I started thinking all those things. I came home and I started writing so many things. One page, I mean, I literally wrote. It was not on the computer, it was not on notes on the computer, no Google Sheets or anything. I started writing on paper, like, what is it I want to do? This is like literally the technical implementation. Like, whom can I approach? And if I really want more money, what can I do about it? I mean, I started thinking about funding and all those things at that time itself. And all these things is last year. And uh, what kind of platform should I use, like React and all those things, like cross hybrid apps, and whether it should be an iOS only or Android only, or it should be hybrid. What kind of, I started writing things. I started sticking those notes or post it on my wall, on my door, everything where I'm talking from right now. And slowly I started to translate a summary, because so many thoughts came in. I just kept on writing. And at one point of time, I started writing a summary of those into Google Sheets, like Google Docs, wherein I kind of summarized everything, and like, so that when I go to speak to someone, this time with an intent that okay, I'm ready to pay. I wanted to know how much does it cost. This is what I want, and this is what I want in the future in the version 2, version 3. I wrote it. So I started approaching few people, and again, this time around, the money started becoming slightly more than what it was when I first asked, because this time around I was like trying to speak to people who are like kind of established. These were like not freelancers or not college pass outs or anything. So the money started becoming a little bit more evident than what it was few months back. So this is how the whole journey was going. This last year was like all about me trying to figure out what I have to do with this app, and what will I include in it, how much should I spend, whom should I approach. It was just like literally a running behind uh, my own brain and my own thought process and people who can help me build this particular app. So this is how it went. So in this video, I just wanted to explain you how chaotic, I mean that's a correct word I think, how chaotic the first half of this last 1 year was in my attempt to build this whole platform. I mean, which I used to call then as an app, which now I call it as a platform or a community. So I just wanted to share this in the form of this video so that you all get to know. Probably like everyone goes through this, every founder, every product founder and all, they go through all these things, I guess, but they don't tell it until somebody interviews them. But I realized that okay, I don't know, or I don't really care like when or who will interview me about this particular platform. I thought I'll share my experiences and my journey of how this whole product will come into picture and it'll take shape and all those things. So that's it for this video. I think it's become quite long. The 1 year story I try to summarize in like 10 to 15 minutes. In the next video, I'll talk about what really happened in the first part of this year, or like since the time I started getting in touch with people, what really happened after that, and how this whole POC came into picture and what is happening there. So that's something which I'll explain in the next video. So please stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.